Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well. Trust you're having a good day. So far, it is Hump Day, Wednesday, October the 9th, and it is 9:28. 2 minutes to the open here, guys. I'm struggling with my voice and my throat here this morning. I think it might be fall allergies. Who knows? But I'm going to be speaking as little as I possibly can and just bring you the highlights here of whatever we get to do, whatever the market allows us to do here today. This is the daily frame, guys, NASDAQ and S&P. We have two inside days, see that there, with tiny little bodies, very small candles compared to the giant candles of yesterday and the two preceding days. Marginally bearish body for now on the NASDAQ, marginally bullish body, but still inside day for now on the S&P. So two inside days. Undecided bodies near the top end of last week's range on both of the S&P and the Nasdaq for that matter. Bring you over to the 1 minute chart, volume weighted average price in the middle, and two standard deviation bands, top and bottom. I'll put you on pause, guys, bring you back for the highlights only. Here we go. The market will be opening in about 15 seconds, guys, so we have no clear direction on the daily, of course. We have no clear direction on the 30-minute chart. Here we are range bound. This is the Asian range. This is the UK range with some overlap, of course. And the UK, the European session, of course, overlaps with the New York that is now open. You see prices pushing up here a little bit. We do have key resistance right here, guys, from yesterday with a big rejection wick. So for me, all of this is a rejection zone, a resistance zone, certainly. And so I'll be really taking that into consideration here on any decisions that I make. Now, of course, a break above prior day's high would be a many day or several day break, and that would be a very bullish sign, of course, but we would be contending with what we see here. To break yesterday's high would also mean breaking this wick that you see here from the New York session of yesterday. For now, though, we're just hanging about. And there's the 1 minute open range, guys. Above VWAP, below EMAs, above VWAP, below EMAs here on the S&P as well. Just kind of dropping down here a little bit on the NASDAQ, hanging around on the S&P. I'm not going to jump on anything here on the open, guys. I want to see some structure. Yesterday, I didn't jump on the breakout above the open range, and it became a rocket ship in a lockout rally. And so I had a no trade morning yesterday. And flipping down here, guys, I'm going to drop down to the 30-second chart here on the right-hand side. We have broken the prior 30-minute candle, which was the pre-market candle, of course, to the downside. Again, this being a fairly significant resistance zone above. Looking like we are dropping down here. S&P still inside of the open range and above VWAP. We are just tapping and now breaking below VWAP on the NASDAQ. Back to the power grid, dropping down fairly quickly here. I typically don't take the first break of the open range. Today I might regret it, but that's a hindsight emotion, of course. This could be a repeat of yesterday, missing out on a move, this time on the downside. Yesterday was on the upside, but we'll see. Just going to be patient here. And pulling back on the 30-second chart. This is not an order, guys. I'm just bringing out a marker to measure a couple of things here. I'll let you know if I go live, of course. Nothing yet. Just watching and thinking. Wondering if we're going to get a retest here of the open range. All right, guys, sell stop order right where you see it there. See if we can resolve down here very quickly. This would be against the S&P, but notice the S&P is building up a nice orderly pullback after this pre-market and opening candle impulse down, right? See that there? And so if we can start to get a little bit of Fibonacci resistance up here on that pullback, then good things can happen. So it's actually an alignment. Here we go. I am in, guys. I am in. Short the NASDAQ. I'm going to manage this fairly dynamically, guys, if I get the chance. I don't know if I'm going to get the chance here, but we'll see. Stop above the open range here, guys. Just giving this thing some place to move here on the open, given that this was the first break of the open range. An attempted retest. The retest could be coming now. And unfortunately, it may go beyond a retest, and that would be a 1 hour charge to start the day. So there's the S&P, as I mentioned to you, that pullback and then weakening. So now we are aligned on this move. So that was in an anticipation of that impending weakness to come, as opposed to waiting for it to happen on the S&P, because the weakness had already happened on the NASDAQ. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's one way to use the two sisters for agreement and for that unit of conviction stack. So why am I short, guys? Well, we have an inside day with a bearish body, slightly bearish body, of course, permissible to both longs and shorts for my style of trading. We are fairly extended here from yesterday's move up against the prior candle that was a bearish candle. This was a bullish engulfing and then failing to make a new high here on the open initially. This might happen now, but for now, that's a bearish sign, neutral to bearish sign. We also have been tapping and rejecting from this key resistance from yesterday, right? This whole area here in the New York session, and then resolving to the downside with the 9 below the 21, prices below EMAs, below the open range, and so on and so forth. Every reason in the world to flip this coin and call heads, even though it doesn't look great right now and may in fact end in a 1 hour charge. That's just a routine business expense if that happens. This is a game of probabilities, and all I'm doing here, guys, is tossing the coin and saying, I am betting that prices are going to get to here before they get to there. That's all. And it's based on everything I'm seeing here. And that means the coin is weighted to heads, in my opinion. But a coin that's weighted to heads can still land on tails. And that looks like it might happen here this morning, so we'll see. And there it is, guys, 1 hour charge to start the day. I think I explained the trade fairly well here. I want to thank you for being with me. Have an amazing day. Maybe there's another opportunity around the corner. Who knows? Talk to you soon, guys.